haul time. You may have noticed there's a few more days between videos, but I have the most perfect reason ever. We have a new baby in our home. My little daughter Olivia, who she and her husband have moved in with us temporarily while they transition into owning a home. They're staying here a while with us, and we have rearranged and disheveled my entire house. I'm actually sitting in my dining room with my living room in view behind me. The stuff that you see that's crazy is in a staging location before it goes out to my shed. We do have the roof on the shed, and very soon we're going to be able to relieve all the stuff, all the extra stuff that we emptied out of other rooms to make room for Livy and Ryan. And it's just crazy in my house, but worth it, because I'm getting to spend so much lovely, precious time with my newborn grandson. He is number 6 for us, is Olivia's first. But we have 5 children, and our oldest grandchildren are only 4.5. We have 4.5-year-old twins, and 4-year-old Margaret, 3-year-old Claire, 8-month-old Aaron Gage, and now we have Isaac Cade, and I'm so happy. Said all that to say that there's a lot going on, and I'm not being able to put out as many videos as I normally would. I hardly get to go thrifting, but I have saved up lots of good quick in and out kind of trips worth of good finds. And you know, when I go in, I'm always looking for vintage. Vintage is my #1 goal. You can see this pile here. I'm about to go through it. Share it all with you. Some of it I have not opened packages from where the thrift store has sealed it. So this ought to be a very exciting haul, and maybe even a really long haul because of all the stuff. And I haven't even seen it in days. I mean, I sort of remember what I find, but not always. It's pouring rain on and off. Now the sun's shining bright as ever, but because it was pouring rain 30 minutes ago, it's like a sauna outside. It's awful. My guys are out working on the shed. They're running the electrical wire today so that we can work out there at night and actually turn some lights on. So that's exciting. All right, what have I got from thrifting? Oh. Now, you know how I love 4th of July. By the time July 1st comes, even halfway through June, I'm going to try to start this year. But when July 1st comes, it looks like Yankee Doodle Dandy lives in my house. I love the 4th of July decor. I'm a very much a patriot. I love my country. I love Americana. I just love all of it. So when I saw this, it was framed, but the frame was ugly and it was behind glass, and I didn't want to use it that way. So I purchased the thing and immediately just took this out and left the frame and glass with the thrift store. What is this called? It's on felt. I can tell that someone has painted in. I don't think it's paint by numbers because I don't see any numbers. I can see through it. I mean, like if I hold it up to the light, it's somewhat transparent, and I don't see any numbers, but I do feel like the actual outlines of everything were pre-printed and someone filled it in. But I think it's adorable. I mean, I love it. I love it. I'm not sure why. I don't know. You know, I can remember being in the 3rd grade when it was the bicentennial year, 1976, and there was just lots and lots of patriotic and red, white, and blue stuff, and that is really impressed on me from the time, you know, 3rd grade. That's an impressionable young age. But super excited about that. Now, where can I put it in this refugee camp that I can not lose track of it? I've got Rubbermaid tubs with 4th of July in it, but they're buried so deep somewhere in this house. By the way, Ben said, I'm begging you not to do a thrift haul video and show everything that's crazy in this house. I said, all my viewers already know it's crazy in this house because of the fact we're moving. He said, well, I'm kind of a private person. I don't really love that. I said, I promise I won't betray the worst of it, but they're going to see some of it. This in the dining room is back to back with my leather sofa, leather love seat size sofa that belongs to the living room. And then, you know, that faces the fireplace and everything over there. But there's so much stuff in there. See, I was just so stubborn. I said, we're not going to haul all this stuff to a storage unit and pay for a storage unit, then have to load it back in trucks and load it back to my shed. But I mean, we couldn't really tell when the transition timeline, how it was falling anyway. But I was so stubborn. I said, we'll just deal with it. We'll just deal with it. I almost had an anxiety attack a few days ago. Not like a full-blown whatever, but like I've handled the mess really well up to now, because I know that it's temporary. It's not a forever thing. And that's made me be able to see past the crazy and understand that it sometimes has to get worse before it gets better. That's normal. That's true in any kind of project. But I honestly almost couldn't get a grip. I mean, I had to go to my bedroom and be by myself for a little while, and I had to pray, and I had to listen to some worship music, and I had to get a grip and say, this too shall pass. This is not nearly as awful as lots of things that people deal with all over the world. This is just inconvenient. But I'm not a great housekeeper, but I ain't this bad. This is teaching me that I never ever want to become a hoarder. And I have some tendencies to hang on to stuff and collect things. But boy, this is telling me I cannot let it happen, because you can't be functional. And if you keep so many items that you can't enjoy the space that you do have, and you can't live in it, then why you got them? Why you got that stuff? It's not benefiting your life. Moving on. Okay. This was $2 for 4 napkins, and they're very lightweight gauze type fabric. But I actually love, let me see if I can pop this without. I actually love using actual real cloth napkins for in the kitchen, even for myself, just to use when I'm eating, or you know, I just like them. I like the feel of a real cloth napkin. And these are so thin and gauze-like. Aren't those pretty? Those are so good. Lemons. Lemons, appropriate for summer. I do have a whole little collection of some lemon decor, including a vintage citrus poster that is beautiful. Where is that? Bathing suit stuff. You want to see that? I'm going to the beach. My brother-in-law and sister-in-law have rented a house on Dolphin Island. That's off the coast of Alabama. And it is right on the ocean, the Gulf of Mexico. And I'm going to stay a week. Ben's not going to stay quite as long as I am, but I'm going to go, and I'm going to let my spirit and my soul be healed and restored while I'm there. I'm telling you, that's what's about to happen. This is a little swim dress with some boy shorts under, obviously thrifted. And then I have a lot of tankini tops that hang down low. So here were a couple of actual brand new. This one had an original price of $67 on it. Just the little bottoms, which and there's solid black pair, same as this. I paid like $2 a piece for them, and they're brand new. What in the world? I don't normally share that kind of stuff. That sounded like there was something in there besides, and there is. I don't normally share stuff like that because, I mean, I'm not about fashion hauls and all that. I mean, I could do it, I guess, sometimes, because I do a lot of clothing shopping. Some, not a lot, some clothing shopping at thrift stores. But this is what was in the bottom of the bag, 28 cents, 29 cents each, just little condiment cups, which my family loves to use. Okay, that is now empty. And I do remember what's in this, but I don't remember which store they came from. I love milk glass, and I don't have very much of it. 2 Fire King, oh, it's Amazon Hope. 2 Fire King mugs. They're identical, $1.98 each. And they're in perfect condition. They're absolutely perfect. I don't know what's going to happen to all these things. I do have a big box of vintage kitchen items that I will be taking out to my she shed, because although there's not a kitchen, I will have a functional sink, because I have a double wash basin. It's antique. I think it's probably past 100 years old. But I am going to have like a little kitchenette kind of area, because I got some kitchen kind of things, decor and vintage kitchen items that I would like to use out there. Okay. Today, I bought from a sweet lady on Facebook Marketplace. She had this 5x7 rug that the pattern looks very similar to the 10-foot by 13-foot rug that I'm going to be using in the she shed. And this 3x5 size is perfect to go just inside the French doors when you first step in, because I don't want all that first traffic from outdoors to come straight into my huge rug, because this is washable. It's the canvas stuff that I love, because that would be harder to keep clean and to maintain. So I'm going to scoot that huge rug far enough away from the entrance so that I can use this one when people first step in. I guess I'm just going to start piling stuff up. It's crazy. All right, this is a king size set of sheets, two pillowcases, $6.98. I haven't opened it and I haven't investigated it yet. By the time you're seeing this, I hope to have opened it up, and if it is something, it feels like the thickness and quality of Ralph Lauren sheets, which are my favorite. I love the quality of Ralph Lauren sheets. I've never bought a set of Ralph Lauren sheets at retail price. Every Ralph Lauren set that I have has come from a thrift store, and they're like brand new when you get them used, because they're just made so well. They're wonderful. So I'll let you know. Okay. Now, I'm not sure why I was willing, but I was willing to pay $6.98 for this old platter. I have an old platter similar to this, and it's just precious. Okay, the reason I love it so much is because of the crazing and the staining. This has served hundreds and hundreds of meals have been served. I love it so much, and it didn't have any chips on it, which I'm not. Chips don't break the deal for me. I still use stuff that has chips on it, but I really do love. What does that say? Rainier George Brothers 761. I think. Oh, by the way, I ordered these glasses, 2 pairs. I'm getting a phone call. Okay, that was my daughter Mallory. What I'm saying is, I didn't think the frames would be this thick. I think that's trendy now. You can see they kind of got a blue light thing going on that protects you. They're readers. I didn't mean to do this to myself, but here I am. Now I'm wearing them because they actually are a really good strength. They've got really good, strong, springy, we call that arms. They're good. They're good. They're good. Okay, so while I was talking to Mallory, I was unwrapping other stuff to share. These, I'll put that behind me. I'll save it for later because I love it. I'm so silly about that. Okay, these are just good, basic, neutral gray colored pillow covers, and they are the big size of the big Euro sham or just throw pillow, whatever. I've got some Pottery Barn pillows that I know these will fit, and I'm ready to switch them out from the floral that is currently on them. So that's all $6.98 for the 2 of them. And it was no, it wasn't a half price. I just remember thinking $3.50 per pillow cover. That's worth it because they're very nice. Very good weight. Okay. All right. Look at this little adorable thing. It's a little heavy, tiny copper. What is this? Like for tea? For espresso? What is this? I don't know, but it's so good. It's so precious. I liked it so much. I have a few little copper things that I like to gather together or sprinkle throughout. Either way, you know. All right, going to the beach. I got some books to read. I'm going to take a few books with me to read and to enjoy. And I think this, the Weekly Faith Project, what kind of goodness is this for $1.99? It appears, look at all the beautifulness in it. Beautiful pictures. Lovely, 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 inspiring things. It's devotions, and there is some journaling space. You know, I'm going to actually do it. I don't always follow through and do it because I forget to. But I'm going to try to actually do this book. I'm going to take it with me to the beach because it'll be quiet there. Then I wanted some things to read, which I have never read this, but my daughter Olivia has. She says it's good, and it's a thin, so that's ideal. This just looked, now this says Scholastic. I love books that are designed for middle school age, like the Scholastic book for older readers but children. I often find those appeal to me very much. I don't know if they've got a sense of childhood about them, but you know, the Little House on the Prairie series, that's designed for like sixth grade-ish kind of age, and I love that. Agatha Christie, I'm second guessing this now because I think this is kind of like a murder mystery, and I'm not always interested. That's not really my favorite, but those little paperbacks I think were 25 cents each at the Gunnersville Amazon Hope. Gunnersville has opened a location of my favorite thrift store in Boaz. I'm just pointing up and down the road like you know where that is. Boaz. Gunnersville. Quilt with the Best. This has beautiful images of quilts, and it has one little random pattern in it. But lovely quilt patterns, beautiful stories about ladies who quilt. I'm not sure who the publisher is on this. Oxmoor House. Anyway, but I have made several quilts in my life, but it's been a long time since I've made a quilt. But I appreciate the whole process, the fabrics, the patterns, the themes. I love it all. Look at these. One day I would like to make a quilt with those little houses on them. Is that the log cabin pattern? I don't know. I'll have to see. Oh, and then there were several things that I got to build baby Isaac's library. The boy with the drum. That was sweet. Free Fall. This little child looks like the animated Polar Express boy. Isn't he cute? Okay. If it's about campers, that's appropriate for our family. We're going to go camping in June. We've got two weekends set aside that we're going to go kayaking and camping. I miss it so bad. Since the beginning of February, we've done nothing but shed on the weekends. I mean, nothing else, unless it's pouring rain. And then one weekend recently, I felt like we were actually on the verge of being sick. We were just so sick. We were tired and a little bit sick. We just had to skip that weekend. Okay, other old books, which I love. We'll just go through them quickly. And I've mentioned before how so many old books. Oh, The Marriages of Mayfair. I have no idea what that's going to be. What in the world will it be? I don't know. Benny the Beaver. This was early 1960s or late 50s. Hard to remember. Curious George. Some of these will need to go. This will be for Isaac's growing library. And I may keep this one because it's pretty fragile, but it's an original edition of Hop on Pop. And I just had to. Okay. Let's see, so I'll keep these. And I don't know anything about horses, but a 100-year-old book for 25 cents needs to come home with me. Don't you think? I think. War volume of Compton's Pictured Encyclopedia. Now that's bad when you can't read a word that's this size and you're this close to it without your reading glasses on. Yeah. These also came from the location that had 25-cent books. And of course, you know, I had to rifle through them and see what all kind of old books they had because I love old books. Okay. These are not old. These are from World Market. And there's 2 of them. And this is just, when I found these and held them up, Olivia, actually, we took Isaac for his checkup, for his 2-week checkup. And he was doing great. He was feeling good. Livy was feeling good. I was wanting to thrift, so we stopped at the thrift store. So Livy and the baby was in the stroller. He did great. He just slept through everything. He just did great. When I found these and showed Livy, and she said, "Those look exactly like you." I said, "Don't they?" Turquoise. That is what I call my lifetime most favorite color. From the time I was a little girl, I picked out things that were aqua and turquoise shades. All those teal, jade, aqua, turquoise, all that family of colors has always appealed to me so much. Pretty sure that my home in heaven that God's going to let me have is going to be full of this color. Pretty sure. Y'all, I'm crazy. I know I am crazy. But I just can't help myself when I see things that I know will be appropriate. Okay, let's keep that hidden back there. It's one of the good ones. This, okay, when I saw this, I was like, I wonder what this could be. It's heavy, and I have not opened it. 3, is it Valance or Valance? I don't know. 3 of those, 3 short panels, 4 long panel curtains for $10.98. This was from Amazon thrift store in Boaz. And here's what I'm doing with these. Okay. I can't even, where's the zipper? Does it not have a zipper? It does. I mean, does it not have a tab to pull it open? She shed. My 10 by 13 rug is mostly gray with some blue and just teensy little hits of red. And the pattern is a good bit like that small rug that I showed you, wherever that went. So I know, what in the world? That's so little. What could that be? I guess that's the Valance or Valance. No, it's little. Is it a pillow cover? I think it's a pillow cover. What the world? Yeah. It's a little pillowcase. Okay, bonus. They didn't even list that on the thing. Okay, there's another one of those. There's, oh gosh, these will be great. Maybe that's a Valance. I don't know. Yeah, that is. And okay, what I found interesting, and I could see it through the packaging, they've still got, they've got rings sewn onto them. How wonderful is that? And they are lined. These are custom made. I can tell someone has made these, and they've done a great job. I could tell that through the plastic. And I have had, in fact, one of the little switch out covers on my ottoman in the living room is this exact fabric. So I might even take that out there and use that as well. But I'm not going to get it all out right now because I'll just be having to move it. I don't know. I don't know exactly how long they mean by long. I don't know how short they mean by short. And I don't know where I'll use all the pieces of this, but I feel like for $10.98, all of that was fantastically perfect for the she shed. Okay, my lunch. Bending over. I had my lunch like 2.5 hours ago. But the bending over. Alright. This, what did I pay? $4.98. I can read it. And it is vintage. I'm not sure. I mean, I assume. Okay. There's things banging around in there, and it's little hangers that are made to go with this. These original hangers that fit on that little original place to hang the hangers. And this bar still functional that you use to keep your clothing pressed down, and the divider thing, and the bars to keep your things in place, and the straps down here. It's pretty clean. What's the name brand of this thing? Royal Traveler. Royal Traveler. The latches still work. I don't see that it's torn up too much. Some of the stitches on the corners, the stitches always wear off. It doesn't bother me a whit. I love that. Okay, now I would love it better if it were perfectly square, but it is slightly tapered. But I have learned to work with that. If you still want to stack it up, just put a book or something under the shorter, narrower part, and you can still end up with a surface that's flat enough to stack the next one or whatever. Okay. Now this is something that I probably bought it 2 months ago. Took it into my garage and forgot to share. I'm seeing that I have got a cockatoo feather up in here. Just I shouldn't have pointed it out. Just disregard. This, what did I pay? $8, and I don't remember where it came from, but there are 2 candle holders. I forgot I had it. It's been out in my garage, and I just saw it the other day, and I was like, I didn't remember to share it on a thrift haul yet, but it's a really good mirror. It's got a nice strong wire on it, and it is wood, and I might do something to it. Might not do something to it. I don't know. Maybe I'll use it in the she shed. Maybe I'll use it. It's not old. It's reproduction because it's got labels and such. Maybe I'll use it above my piano. I'm still loving my Hazel Sayo, which is my great-grandmother's pattern. I'm still loving all that on top of my piano. And I haven't had time nor brain cells to think about switching anything out. It's not the time for it. There's too much crazy happening right now. But someday I might. Someday again, I might be able to do such a thing. All right. What is this? I paid only $2.98 because it does have a rather severe chip. But it is McCoy. And if you turn it so that that's not the first thing you see, I mean, you really can't even see it from the front. And besides, for the 1000th time, a chip or a crack in something tells me that it lived a real life. It was used in a home. It was used to mix up, maybe cake icing was made in that. What? Maybe, I mean, what? Scrambled eggs. Some little sweet, precious mother or grandmother just worked and used this. And that makes it so special to me. I think it is adorable. Look at it. It's so pretty. I rescued it for $2.98. It could have been thrown away. It could have just been, but no, it came to live with me. And now I've got some other yellow things in my kitchen, and I really think that this will be cute. Like round about the time that sunflowers, or even I've got some bee items, little bees, honeybees. Wouldn't this be beautiful? Beautiful? Beautiful. Just lovely. Happy, happy, happy to have that. Okay. All right. I've got a little piece of furniture that's the very last thing. So now I'm down to like several of my really screaming favorites. This, oh my word. Okay. Look how huge this is. Now, I did pay $12.99 for it. And it happens to still have a very mysterious, I don't know what. It looks like rust. It looks like it might have been sitting under some sort of item. Maybe it was on a porch and something that was holding flowers that you watered it, and then the rust. It looks like rust, but it will come off because I tried scraping it off in the store. So I haven't cleaned it up yet. I don't know how to get the dusty out of there. I guess I'll just be sloshing it around and praying I don't drop it. $12.99 is a little high dollar for me to pay, but this is a big bottle. And this also was a day that I was with Olivia, and I said, I'm not sure what I could do with it, but I really love the shape of it. I don't know. I don't have in mind an exact thing to do with it. And Olivia said, pampas grass. I said, oh, yeah, pampas grass. She just plainly and effortlessly gave me the perfect solution for what to do with that. And I don't think it's kind of a wavy patterned glass, but I can't tell how much of it is just dust or, you know, just film from not having been washed in a long time. I can't tell what is what, so I'll have to report back later, or maybe you'll see it in the future. There's the mirror I was looking for. Makeup mirror. I often sit at this dining room table, crowded and cluttered as it is. My French doors let in a lot of really good natural light, and I like to put my makeup on with a little standalone makeup mirror, and I couldn't find it in the crazy world. So this morning I used a little compact to put my makeup on, so there's really no telling what anything landed like. Have you seen it? Can you tell, kinda? Can you tell, sorta? What's in here? Okay. At the warehouse, Amazon Hope warehouse, I saw this and it had $12.98 on it. And I picked it up and I thought, this is really good, but look what they've done. I know they thought they were doing a good thing to tape it up, but it's so fragile that everywhere the tape is, it is pulling off the, see that vintage fabric? The vintage fabric is so worn that the batting is exposed. Okay, so I took it up to the counter. It was the only thing I found that I wanted that day. And I talked to the man who was at the counter, and I said, this tape is on here, but I would like to look at the whole quilt, or, you know, more of the quilt to decide if I want to pay $12.98 for it. Because, you know, I like to display quilts in their fullness, in their wholeness, but I couldn't tell if this was going to be a situation where I could do that. And he said, that's fine. So he helped me untape it a little bit, but it's so fragile that it was coming apart. At a certain point, I just said, just stop. I said, let's don't untape it anymore. Look, it's, anyway, so I'm looking at it and I said, it really is falling apart. Just standing there, just kind of thinking out loud, talking whatever was coming through my brain. I was just standing there looking at it. Said, I'm trying to decide if I want to pay $12.98 for something that is maybe not usable in its current condition, and I would have to use it for something else. And he said, would you buy it for $8? I said, yes, sir, I would. I didn't even ask him to come down on it. But I guess he sensed that I was on the fence about it, and he himself was wondering why somebody priced it. But here's the reason they priced it that the way that they did. Do you see the edges? The handwork on this is exquisite. Somebody should have stopped using it at a certain point and let it just be retired. But somebody kept this on a bed and continued to use it and wash it and use it and wash it until it just absolutely fell apart, fell through. But can you see the hand stitching, the perfection, the tiny, it's not machine stitched. It's hand stitched. Now these pieces, the big blocks may have been put together with a sewing machine and the edges like that, but I'm saying the quilting process where you go up and down with a thread through all the front, the fluff in the middle, and the back piece of fabric has to all be, you know, joined together. And someone has done that by hand, and they have done it to perfection. That's maybe some of the tiniest, most perfect hand quilting I have ever seen. Hiccup. And it is so perfect that I just have no idea what I can do with it, because it's hanging in tatters, and it's still so pretty. Give me your suggestions. Should I fold it up and hang it over a bar on the wall? I don't think it's strong enough to be used as one of the curtain covers for my great wall of Rubbermaid tubs that's happening in my she shed. I don't think it's strong enough for that. But it's too beautiful not to be seen. It may be one of these things that needs to be folded in a beautiful way so that some of this perfect applique, that's just stunning. I love it. The applique edging, all of that is just beautiful. Okay. It's so hard to see this. I'll try to include some close-ups. It's tiny, tiny, perfect stitches. Tiny, tiny, perfect stitches. So, anyway. So here are some 100-year-old dust mites to join the rest of my 100-year-old dust mites. Okay, last item, and I'm going to have to move things around because it's behind the camera. Time out. Okay, I have set it up on my couch so that you can see. This little table is very, very, very old, and it was in a new thrift shop in Gunnersville, and I'm sorry I don't remember the name of it, but it's near Wendy's. If you are local and you haven't stopped in there before, it's actually really great. That's also where the patriotic painting came from. Okay, it's pretty beat up. It needs some restore finish or just some Murphy's Oil soap or something. But I'm pretty sure these are original, very old glass knobs. And it included, once I got it home and was seeing all the stuff in it and everything, it includes some stained doilies. How many are there? 3 stained doilies. But, and I, you know, feel a little bit bad for not knowing they were in there, except for the fact that I did leave that huge frame and the glass that came with the patriotic picture. I just paid full $10. I didn't say that, did I? It was $10 for the framed thing, and I just kept the inside. So maybe that all switches out, because those are stained. So, and the frame and the glass was good. It just wasn't my style. I didn't think it matched the style of the art that was inside it. But I do believe I'll use this in my she shed, around in the couch and chair area where we're going to be sitting. And yes, we are going to use it as family space. Ben plans to put a TV up on the walls, the inside wall above the fridge doors. That's just a plain blank wall up there, because on the outside of it is where that cedar awning is. And on the inside of it would be facing into, you know, into the room to where when you're sitting on the couches and the chairs and stuff that you could watch TV. I don't really want a TV in there, but he does, and it's going to be his space too, since he built the whole thing. Obviously, I'm sharing. So, this little table, I paid $10. $10! The knobs are so good, and I love the shape, and it's the kind of thing that would be really cute with the little brass caster wheels on it. I mean, I really love that idea. So, you know, if you wanted it a little taller, that would elevate it maybe another couple of inches. But my heart is so grateful for the fact that we have new baby here, and we are we are getting to the point where we can move my things into the shed. The roof is on, but the metal is not on. The plywood and the tar black underlayment is on, which is keeping the rain out. It's pouring rain. Oh, I just saw one more thing that will also be a she shed lamp. It's a floor lamp. I can't even get it all in the frame. Came with a heart and a pretty little finial. See the finial? And it was $10. Came with a little shade and the finial and the harp, and it was $10. Let me see if I can just show you some detail on that. Isn't that pretty? I'm hitting the ceiling with it. This will also go into my she shed. And that is absolutely lovely. Thank you for your kindness. Thank you for watching. If you're a new subscriber and you've commented, I love it. Thank you for reaching out and giving me that encouragement that you are expressing through the comment section. I love that so much. I read every comment, and I strive to reply to everyone. If I have missed one, my apologies. If I catch it later, I'll reply. But I appreciate all my old subscribers and all the new people who may have found me recently. And I want you to know that I'm working on a list. I've got a list of thrift flips. I'm going to be, as soon as some of the chaos settles down, I'm not really set up and don't have a good place to do the crafting. And I miss it. Seriously miss it. So I'm ready to do some more thrift flip videos, which are near and dear to my heart. I just haven't been able to get to one in quite some time, but I'm glad to do them, and I want to do them soon. And I want to pray blessings over all of you. I pray that the Lord would draw you to Him and would allow you to see that even in the most unideal and challenging circumstances, He is with you through it all. He's more interested in your character than in your comfort. And that's a harsh thing, but that's parents' love. But I pray that the Lord would show you His love in all your circumstances and in little unexpected ways that you might not expect to see the Lord show up in a detail or in a big way. But He is there because He loves you, and you are dear to Him, and you are the apple of His eye.